What's your good
There we
intro?
go. Everyone, I'm Taylor. That's Lujack. We're the
So,
Peopleorians, and we're the. Is it not time yet?
no, it is time. Fucking keep going.
We're the Peopleorians, and we're the only stream that retains its flavor, even when left in the fridge.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Bring it back.
Bringing it back.
I'm gonna use that as my like code phrase or our the slogan for the Liberal Crime Squad. You can just set your slogan, and I usually just set it to something as silly as possible. But
That's gonna be like one of our that's gonna be like one of our code phrases to know that we're not like a skinwalker or something. Like that with the handshake.
I feel like, and this is wild, but I just thought of something. You imagine like a skidwalker like they copy too much of your personality and they pick up like the body dysphoria and they're like, what if I just changed to something else? This isn't really doing it for me.
Right. What the fuck? Why isn't my controller working? That's weird. What the fuck?
The only stream that plays Phoenix Wright with a controller exclusively, as if it's a first-person shooter.
I mean, I do that because I'm lazy, and this is like such an easy game to like.
I'm not gonna lie, it is ergonomic.
I'm not like playing Valorant here, where I gotta be like, oh, footsteps, oh, I have to move fast. I'm playing a visual novel. Like, wow, I don't need to be on a mouse and keyboard for this.
You remember you mentioning that, not the controller thing, but like mentioning that Phoenix Wright is a visual novel, and like that didn't click for me because like I always associate visual novels with more of like the sort of like romance / romantic comedy / comedy like genres. And so like I was like, oh, you're right. And then I was like, well, congrats, Capcom. You got me to play a visual novel.
Oh,
and that's the thing, is that it's not that I'm against visual novels. It's that like it's a format that I usually really struggle to stick to, you know?
Bro, you gotta finish getting through the rest of Doki Doki. Like, I'm not even kidding. Get through the rest of Doki Doki, please.
For context, Lujack and I played Doki Doki like shortly, I don't know, like a year or so, like after it originally came out.
This was like when we first.
We only played like the first day. So from my perspective, from my perspective and no further, Doki Doki is just like a regular dating sim where the main character is just kind of unlikable.
Yeah, this was when we were trying to do YouTube. We tried to do YouTube before we started streaming, and we had like a whole video that never got uploaded. And it was just us doing Doki Doki, and we had like Waluigi, and our character was called Buddy. We called him Buddy.
I had the main character. I don't know the what's the word, the field
protagonist
of view,
or whatever.
Yeah, the protagonist. Like I was voicing them as Waluigi, but over time I realized that didn't work. But like as much as I love doing the Waluigi voice, it's because like Waluigi is fun when he's like a mischievous little guy. And so, like, I was like, oh, this guy isn't a mischievous little guy. He's just kind of like, he's got low dopamine, and he's making it everyone's problem.
Yeah, but
like, I don't really care about this thing, but I guess I could do that. I'm like, I feel, I could be judgy, but also, maybe you're just depressed, man.
Maybe they're just... No, but it was funny, because, like, you edited the video to have it just be, like, Waluigi's face, and it would be captioned, like, Buddy Local Jerk. And that really stuck with me for some reason. My controller's still not working, but I'll figure that out later, I guess. Whatever.
Right. No, they say, like, turn it off and turn it back on. In this case, just, are you sure it's on?
Well, I mean, it's on, it's glowing blue, but I just realized I was playing Persona with it earlier, so maybe that's why it's being weird. I don't know how that would work, and that feels like it's stupid and shouldn't happen that way, but whatever.
Yeah, if it's already synced to the computer.
Yeah, if it's already synced to the computer, then I don't know. Maybe I gotta fuck with the Phoenix Wright settings, but... Or go to Steam and fuck with that, but I'll fucking figure that out later. We're already streaming, so... Your fingerprints were on the murder weapon.
2 notes.
What?
One, I will try to be a lot more patient and interrupt less. One, because it's good and it's nice. And two, because it produces a lot cleaner edits. 'Cause
Yes.
whenever I'm making like hypercuts or whatever of like our best moments, like we interrupt each other a lot.
Yeah, we do. We talk over
And
each
two,
other a
I
bunch.
just noticed that an easy way to remember Miles Edgeworth's like a cravat, I believe it's called, the ruffles, is if you look closely, it's 3 ruffles, then 4 ruffles under that, then 5 ruffles under that.
What? What? Wait, hold on. 3. Wait, hold on. What the fuck are
If
you?
you look at the number of sort of sine waves.
Oh yeah, that's kinda neat. That's kinda neat.
Kind of neat.
I should probably get the stream on my phone so that I can see the messages.
That's a good idea. I should probably also do that.
Yeah, we should both be doing that. And we're live. Anyway, so your fingerprints were on the murder weapon. Wait.
Since when do you reach for Edgeworth?
Oh no, no, that's right. I was doing Von Karma. Never mind. Sorry. And that foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot that man was the person in the photo.
True.
Was that you in the boat?
Yes, it was me.
What?
You must believe me. I didn't shoot him.
Then who did?
Don't know.
What do you mean you don't
It wasn't like a misfire or like he went to shoot you and then it bounced off of Gordy and hit him.
No, nothing so dramatic.
There has to be in the history of firearms, there had to be a situation at least once where there was like a firefight in a cave that ended with like a lot of people like being like just deafened for a while and like the ricocheting just like hitting each other.
I always think of the very first thing that I see in Full Metal Alchemist. I feel like that was this in Brotherhood as well. I hope it was. I don't remember if this was also in Brotherhood or if it was just in the original. But I remember like people trying to rob a train or so. I don't know. People were shooting up a train, and there's Al, who's like a suit of ricochet armor, and they fight him, and he's like, "Dude, don't shoot at me. You're gonna bounce off, and you're gonna kill you." And they shoot at him, and they bounce off of him, and then they kill him. And he was like, "I tried to tell you, Matt. I was trying to save you." And then
So you're
more
saying
guys.
there's-
No, it gets better. Then more guys come up, and then they go to shoot him, and he's like, "Wait, the ricochet, no!" And they shoot him anyway, and then they die, and he's just like, what?
That's why you got your reverse self-defense, where you're trying to make sure that harm doesn't befall someone else. In that situation, is like pointing your arms out, so if they hit you, it like sort of slides along your metal arms and bounces at a different angle or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and Al is such a pure dude that people dying fucking sucks.
That means that there's a very small chance that someone watched that and then added that moment to Iron Man 1, where some guy with a pistol like sneaks up behind him and tries to shoot him in the back of the head, but it like ricochets off and hits him in the head.
Which is fucking brilliant, and I love that they did that.
Which, and me sitting there and I'm just like, man, maybe Iron Man, instead of getting into weapons, if Tony really wants to change his industry, he should just move into like metal processing, because clearly he's already invented like the world's strongest cave steel.
Yeah, Iron Man
Made
is a
cave.
name, but like that's not what his suit is. There's just no way.
Well, I think I did this once. I went to like the Full Metal Alchemist. This was back when I was studying for Lever Simulator, the game that like is kind of it's like in the archive. It's not like made, but we have like lore and stuff for it. But I was learning about a bunch of metals and steel processing and stuff. And I went to like the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood Reddit, and I was like, does anyone know what like class of steel was it Alphonse?
Alphonse.
Yeah, Alphonse. I was trying to remember.
You could just call him Al.
Yeah, I was like, does anyone know what grade of steel he is? And people like, no, that's not a question. That doesn't apply. Like, just mostly that. And then one person was like, this is an interesting question, but like, honestly, because of how like their timeline works, they're at like early steel processing. So although they do have steel, it's unlikely that it's been formalized to a point where we could identify the exact class that it is. That being said, it would be roughly equivalent to something from like turn of the century, like 1800s, early 1900s or something.
Yeah, we're getting into the process of steel right now. It's all about that automail, man.
And now that I think about it, Lujack, they'd actually, like, I don't know, like, now that I think about it, considering that they have, like, the atomic table, or, sorry, the whole, like, elemental table, because they're aware of, like, how much sodium is in a person, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
If they're aware of all those elements, then they probably do have classifications for steel. It's just that the mangaka, I don't know if that's the
mangaka. Yeah, I think that's what they're called.
Didn't necessarily write down the exact composition. It's like, oh yeah, this is Alphonse. It's just like, oh, deep lore reveal. They said in a tweet back in 2006 that Alphonse is made of Type D tool steel. We can't go back on that.
Well, shit. Alright. You don't know? Were you right there?
I heard a gunshot from very close by. Yeah, because he was there and he was seen leaving. Which means that there were 3 guys.
Yeah.
The other man fell from the boat. Editor, go to the picture on the boat and then like slowly like zoom in and then sort of unblur it, and it's just Larry Butts with the gun.
It was with like his Shaggy Rogers voice. Like it was me the whole time, man.
And what kind of gun is that? Oh, is that like a Gyrock? I don't think those are illegal.
It wasn't even like malicious. He just did it on. He found a gun and was like, "Yo, man, what's this shit? I sure hope it ain't open or anything."
They're fishing together, and then he sees like this weird gun, and then he like picks it up, and then like I don't know.
And it comes up by accident. He just runs. Oh shit, man! I gotta get out of here.
Out of all the firearm mishaps, I think like if I had to have a firearm mishap happen to me, I would probably pick like getting hit with a Gyrock bullet at close range, but that's because like they're literally like little rockets. So, like, that would suck, but also it would suck less at close range than, like, a bullet, where bullets have, like, all of their momentum out of the barrel, and a Gyrock has, like, the least amount when it's right out of the barrel.
Right.
But also because it would be a really neat story where it's like, oh, how'd you get that scar on your belly or whatever? And it's like, oh, yeah, so that's from a bullet called a 13 millimeter Gyrock, and they didn't manufacture many of them. They're so cool and so gimmicky, and they haven't been used in combat because of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Imagine if we had like a big following and the comment section was just like nerds who look up the stuff that I talk about, and they're like, yo! That's cool! It's a tiny rocket!
That'd be fun.
I'm sorry, I can't say why, but thought at the time that he had shot himself.
But why were you pointing a gun at him? You mean it was a suicide?
The only explanation I can come up with.
Huh. How am I going to convince anyone of that? Say, Maya,
What?
do your spirit
Looks
thingy.
up. Editor, change her sprite so she's like looking up from her phone, and
Just...
there's like clearly sound effects from like Cookie Run or something.
It's like, Maya, what are you doing?
She's clearly playing one of those games that has like the little satisfying bings.
She's
and you
like
have to, like,
playing Candy Crush or Subway Surfer.
Yep.
Uh, any progress with Mia?
It is
Oh,
ironic that like.
didn't mean to skip that. Sorry.
Alright. Oh, I can read it over here.
It just said oh.
Oh, sorry. It's no good.
But what
I
were you saying?
mentioned this before, but for those who are just joining us, there is like a cosmic irony in that like from the outside looking in, the setup is that you have a lawyer and a like I keep saying shrine girl. I hope that's the correct accurate term. Like a
Shrine Maiden?
shrine maiden. Yeah, shrine maiden. Yeah, a lawyer and like a Japanese shrine maiden.
Which,
as,
what
like,
a
legal
combo.
scheme. Yeah, but that you're thinking, oh, okay, so the lawyer is like good at lawyering, and then like the shrine maiden, maybe like she can like channel the dead or whatever, and that's how they figure out who died, because a lot of these are murder mysteries. But no, that's not her. That's not her gimmick.
No.
And it's really funny that it isn't, because it's like I didn't know from the fandom. I thought like Mia was just like in every game, and it's like, well, she shows up in a lot of the games apparently, but it's that she's being channeled by Maya, and that Maya like will channel Mia in like dire circumstances. It's like her avatar state.
Yeah, and
But
it kind of sucks because Mia should have just been in the game.
Like it's so, there's something sort of dramatically ironic about it, where it's like, oh, if she was channeling the dead or whatever, especially the recently dead, then like these cases would be pretty open and shut.
Right.
Which one, I'm guessing that's why she doesn't, just like in a meta plot sense. But what's funny is that if you've been like paying attention to the script and stuff, like Phoenix has seldom if ever asked Maya to channel a ghost for like a case.
Yeah.
Like Phoenix wants her to channel a Mia, because like, you know, Mia's a really good lawyer and his close friend.
Yeah.
Not because,
And I like
not
talking to
good
her.
guy.
You know, she's my friend and I miss her, and sometimes I just want to fucking talk to her. Is that weird? Like, if your friend is like a shrine maiden and they can channel your dead friend, is it weird if you're just like, hey, can I just like talk to my dead friend?
They did. No, wait, I showed you that episode, didn't I? We Do in the Shadows, when they like channel their own ghosts.
Oh, I think you did, yeah. I gotta get back to that.
It gets really goofy, because it's like, well, if vampires don't have souls, then when someone is made into a vampire, then their like soul leaves them. But also, if their soul is unfinished business, then it means that when a vampire is created, sometimes it also creates a ghost. So you make a vampire and a ghost, and they have similar personalities.
So wait, is it like a Nobody Heartless situation?
You know, it kind of is. Well, it's similar to that old joke about how like a zombie and a ghost could be made out of the same person, because the zombie is like animated by something else that is moving it around, and then the ghost has like all their personality but no body.
Right.
It is actually like that. But the funny thing is that I didn't consider that, but with vampires, where it's like, oh, I thought vampires kept their souls, but they were just like tainted because, you know, vampire logic. But it's like, oh no, it's like a complete split, where you just end up with basically a ghost and a vampire that look like the same guy.
So which one does your main personality go into, or does it split up? Is it?
It's
do you
basically, that's
is
the
it
fascinating
is it like a
bit.
freaking Is it like a Soma situation where you're just copying yourself?
It's a little Soma-y, because your spirit, in classic like undead fashion, your vampire self is sort of a continuity, but is tainted with all your vampireness or vampire issues, whereas your ghost is only around if you have unfinished business, which means that like they're in their own sort of like a haunting loop.
That is crazy.
Although considering that this is what we do in the Shadows TV show, that instead of this being like sort of gothic psychological horror, it's more like kind of goofy, where like Nadja decides like secretly that her ghost doesn't really want to leave. She wants to like hang out for a little bit. And so
That'd be my
Nadja's,
ghost.
like,
My ghost would be like, I just want to
like,
vibe in game. Can someone play Multiverses so I can watch? Because I can't game as a ghost.
And so the ghost of Nadja, inhabits like a little Nadja-looking doll. So now it's a haunted doll that talks.
Of course it is.
And the rest of the crew, the rest of the characters in the show, basically, like, don't know about it for like a whole season. She's just in the background, like looking at the camera, or like she'll do the sides where they interview the doll instead of just Nadja or whatever.
Right.
But like, presumably the camera crew never told the rest of the cast that the Nadja doll is like alive.
That's really funny. Dude, that sounds like something that would happen in Doom Patrol.
You know, honestly, I think there's definitely some overlap in tone. Like that is that's a very specific vibe that Doom Patrol has that I've only ever also seen. Like Doom Patrol has this specific vibe where it's these characters are larger than life.
Hold on, real quick.
Weird.
I want to say, for the uninitiated, Doom Patrol is a show that had one, ghosts fucking, and they made it work for the story. It made sense for their universe. And two, they had what's that?
Zillionth season. He only showed up at like the end of like the third season or something.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of the most absurd things that can happen in Doom Patrol right now. The other most absurd thing is fucking Flexington accidentally making everyone come by flexing his muscles because he can
do like Yankee Patriot Sona.
Yeah, he flexes his muscles, and when he flexes his muscles, he manipulates reality
when he flexes.
And he flexes one specific muscle, and everyone orgasms.
I guess you could say the crew really came together.
Yeah, they did. So these are two things that Doom Patrol has in its show, and it doesn't take you out of the immersion. You think it would, and a lot of stories it definitely would. It doesn't happen here.
Plus, it has a strong first season because, some shows have like first seasons that are so good that they feel like, oh, if it just ended there, then we'd have like really strong bookends, you know? Well, Doom Patrol had a really strong first season because like the main antagonist was literally like one of those like Mr. Mixus-Pitalik style characters where he's so powerful that he's aware of the story he's in.
Oh yeah, he's
Doom
crazy.
Patrol to like come together as a like hero force. Like, he wants a plot to happen. Like, he's literally trying to make a good plot happen.
I think at some point they're, like, on the borders of a comic book, like the white parts of it or something like that. Or no, that's not what happens. They were in some...
referenced that at some point. That,
I think they did.
That's, Mr. Nobody, like, in comic, like in the show, it's more like he's in Janet's void when he needs to be or whatever. But But in comic book terms, he can exist in the white space between panels, which is a thing that not every comic book has, because some comic books are like New 52 Swamp Thing, where they're like, why use traditional panels? Let's use like shapes. Let's use like a character has like their arm out, and then that's one of the borders, and then like we're gonna have a leaf here, and that's another one of the, like, they get really wonky with it. Anywho, Doom Patrol, very good, but it has a very specific vibe where it's like, oh, these are characters with supernatural abilities, but very human like feelings, and all of that is wrapped up in like larger than life plots that then have very human struggles. And the only time that I've also seen that was in Everything Everywhere All at Once,
which I've not
was a
seen, but I
movie.
need to.
I describe it as like, oh, this has that Doom Patrol vibe. Like, there are very few bits of fiction that I've seen that like have like, hey, what if they're like superpowers and there's kung fu battles and there's sex ghosts or whatever? But what if like the human emotions are real though? Like that's why the characters in Doom Patrol like stutter and curse and like they like question each other like all the time.
What
it's
if
like they have to be grounded.
What if they emote and feel stuff? What if it's symbolic and means stuff?
And shout out to the whatever showrunner like managed to pitch this to like a team of like dusty executives or whatever, because can you imagine being like, okay, we want to make a show, but it's Doom Patrol, and they're like, okay, first of all, no one's gonna recognize Doom Patrol, and they're like, yeah, also, we'll even better though, we're gonna have two of our actors, their face is completely covered. Oh, are you gonna like do that? You're gonna like have it that they take off the helmet when they're like talking? No, that as in that's like they have to, one has to wear that because they're radioactive. So we usually only see his face during like dream sequences, and one of them is that guy from the Mummy, and the actor is in the helmet, but as in he can't like take that helmet thing like off. That's his, in the show, that's his head.
Listen, so I got an idea. You know how like in that fucking Judge Dredd movie they had the guy take his helmet off because they had to have the celebrity guy have his face shown so that people could like the celebrity guy? What if instead we didn't do that and we just treated them like the character they were and they had their face covered like they were supposed to? Well, and didn't focus on the celebrity who was playing the character.
The reason why I love like that decision like worked out so well is like, I mean, they're really good actors, and so like basically it's like, oh, there's an entire like sub skill of acting, it's body acting, that like if you're really good at it, then it doesn't matter if you're in like, you know, a motorcycle costume or like a Power Ranger uniform or whatever. Like you can do the scene and people can read you because you're miming. You know, you're doing it's as old as mime, or you know, Charlie Chaplin. You know, a lot of silent film. You had barely any dialogue and it was just mimed.
Mandalorian was also really good at that.
Mandalorian, another good example. Now, he wasn't super emotive as a character, like, and that worked in his favor, but like still, I guess those are on two ends of the spectrum. On one end, you have the Mandalorian, where the helmet helps accentuate the fact that he's not expressing.
Yeah.
Because it's like the helmet is his face, whereas with something like what was his hero name? Cliff Steele. I think he's called like Robot Man.
Yeah, Robot Man.
They don't use the hero names very often in the show.
They really don't.
But, yeah, that's one bit that I say like is like a Doom Patrol thing. Like some comic book universes, they don't use the hero or villain names because like they feel like they seem like they're embarrassed about them. Whereas Doom Patrol, they don't use the superhero names because they don't consider themselves a superhero squad, and they just call each other by their names.
Yeah.
Because that's what they call each other.
Do they even have, like, superheroes?
They do, technically. I mean, Cyborg's obvious, because he's Cyborg, but,
I can't, dude, oh my god, I fucking forgot Cyborg was in Doom Patrol.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
But, Cliff Steele is Robot Man. Jane is, I believe, just Crazy Jane, and then she has all of her various names.
Yeah.
And then I think Rita is actually called Elastigirl. I don't know.
I believe
they got
she
to keep
is,
that name.
yeah.
I think it's an old enough name that they got to grandfather in.
Yeah.
And then, actually, no, you're right. I keep forgetting Larry Trainor's hero name was...
Negative Man.
Negative Man. When Cliff Steele meets Negative Man, he's like, so what was it like when they buried you with your cat? or when they buried you under the pyramid with your cat.
It's so funny. It's really funny.
That's a good icebreaker when you meet someone who's completely wrapped in bandages. All right, sorry. Okay, let's keep going. I'm tired of my being sad.
We gotta
Sorry, it's no good.
It's no use. Bring it back.
Editor, add Silver, the hedgehog, just like peeking over from one of the corners.
Yeah, just out of the top corner. It's no use.
No use.
Ugh.
I know. Good for anything, am I, Nick?
That's not true.
Can't call my sister. Might as well not be. You say yes, and then she like leaves.
She just leaves the rest of the game. She's not around anymore.
It has those moments. It has moments that are like it's like the second act of Hamilton, where every time the Schuyler sisters introduce themselves, there's this awkward pause. It's like, guys, where's Peggy? Where's Peggy? What happened?
I don't remember that part of Hamilton.
I don't know if I mentioned that on the stream, but I looked that up because I was like, wait, hold on. I've been watching these, like, this was back when I was, like, watching the animatics, and I got somewhere, like, halfway through, like, the second act, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, what happened to Peggy Schuyler? And I looked it up, and, like, because it's a, what's the word? Like, because the musical is, like, historical, or at least pseudo-historical in that, like, all the things that happened had to happen on the year that they happened. Because of that, Peggy Schuyler, she, like, died in childbirth between, like, Act 1 and 2, basically.
Fuck.
And it didn't, like... And that's where I coined the, like, the Schuyler... That's where I sort of coined the Schuyler sister principle, where, like... Or when you're writing, like, a fiction based on, like, or when you're writing, like, either a fiction based on history or an alt history or something that's supposed to be closely sort of historical but more musical, that, like, you sometimes run into an issue where a character seems, like, really well introduced and then is unceremoniously disappears because they unceremoniously died in real life. And that, like, but you, because of that, it's like, this is... It's why you should always look up, like, all of the character details before writing the songs. Because you can be like, oh, I'm really invested in these Schuyler sisters. Oh.
Imagine playing, like, an Assassin's Creed game and you're messing around with some Hamilton guy. And then the wife just disappears from the narrative and it's never brought up. The character's never like, hey, what happened to your wife? Does she exist still? The plot just moves on and it's never addressed.
No, it's Peggy Schuyler, not, it was, I think, Eliza, one of the other two, was the one who married Hamilton. Peggy married to someone else, I believe. Like, that's why she's just, like, not there. And there's enough of in the song, there's enough of a pause that you can tell that she's, like, no longer with us. But it does feel like the kind of problem that exists if you're writing you're writing your play in sequence and you didn't, like, look up ahead of time, like, wait a minute, these characters in this, like, 1770s, like, which ones died when?
Yeah. No, I need you here, man. No, of course not. I need you here. I can see you're always trying to help out, even if you don't actually help. It's the thought that counts, right?
And it's the count that thoughts. All the Muppets wanted when they show up in the spot.
I'm sorry, I spaced out. Say that again?
It's a psychic flashback. There's the TikToker, was it, I think I always get her name mixed up. The name, like, the word order, but it was like Chaos MILF Energy, or Chaos Energy MILF.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
It's a great name. But she did, like, song. I say did because, like, she just, like, took a break from TikTok. But she did, like, all sorts of funny little songs, like I'm so pretty, you should give me some money. Don't try anything. You should give me some money. Don't try anything funny. But one of them was just, it's the count that it's the thought that counts, and then it just like is the count from Sesame Street, and her voice going, and it's the count that thoughts. All the Muppets horny when they show up on the spot. They throw it in a circle. I just count the rotations. I forget the rest of the lyrics, but it was very.
Dude, you gotta send that
it's
to
the
me.
Count, it's the count that thoughts, Lucia.
You gotta send that to me.
I like that. Here's the thing though, for those out there, if you have like a decent following and you're planning on like taking a break from TikTok or just not using TikTok, like do this one favor, okay? Get into something really cool, and then update that to what you're doing on TikTok. That way, like, you sort of leave on a high note instead of you being like, bye, I don't know where I'm going. Instead, like, post like a thing like a few months later that's like, hey, I got a job at a business thing, or hey, I'm doing this now. Like, it's fun. And with Chaos Energy Milf, I was like, oh, she hasn't been around for a while, or I haven't seen her videos in a while, and I checked, and like her most recent post was a while back, and it was like, hey, so yeah, I'm not using a TikTok anymore, but for those wondering, I'm performing as a drag king. Here's part of like a performance I did, and I was like, who you?
Oh, that's neat. Cool.
Yeah, she had some ditties, some good songs.
That's awesome.
It's okay, Nick. You don't have to make me feel better. I don't know anything about trials or defense or prosecutions, or I don't even know what the difference between a 1099 and a W-2 form is.
I don't know what a lawyer is or what courts do. I don't know what's up with the judge. He looks like he's gonna teach me the Kamehameha if I get him a six-pack or something.
What's more, I'm a spirit medium. You can't contact spirits.
I can't spirit bend in the spirit world. Wait, no.
I'm not a spirit medium. I'm a spirit mid.
The middest spirit.
There was this guy. Once again, I'm terrible with names. There's this guy I see a bunch on YouTube Shorts.
Dude,
that's,
we gotta
really
get this story going. We're like so far in.
I know, but these are good stories. He's really into linguistics.
This is why I wanted to play Power Wash, but this is a Power Wash type thing. This is commentary for Power Wash.
He was saying how the word like words drift over time, and that like it's important to like be aware of that. So like how mid should mean middling. It's sometimes just used completely derogatorily to mean like bad, and it's like, and I was like, yeah, that is true. And I think that I feel like if something's like, you shouldn't use mid to hide that you think something is bad. If you think something is bad, say it's bad. But if it's just very all right, then say it's mid.
Yeah, mid movies
there's
are
plenty
fine.
of things that are mid.
Yeah, it's okay to be mid.
More specifically, there are plenty of things that are mid to specifically you, or like a specific like people.
Yeah. But
I read that.
Say the line, Bart.
That's a line.
Oh, did you?
Can't even contact spirits.
Alright. Everyone has their off days. I mean, I've just been getting lucky lately. But you never know when my luck is going to run out.
Really?
Stop crying.
Whoa, Wright. Don't jinx the case anymore. Yeah, any more than it already is.
Edgeworth over here like, dude, don't fucking shut up, knock on wood.
It's bad for my heart. And then it like cuts to like an x-ray, and he's got like those like enlarged hearts.
and the hedgy's heart grew 3 sizes that day and then died. Because that's not normal.
That's unusual.
That's unusual. Oh.
I remember, when I was like a youngin', there was like this, like a Discovery Channel was one of the sponsors for was it like Lance Armstrong, and they had this presentation on like, oh, Lance Armstrong has like extra big lungs and an extra big heart, and he's like, and we at Discovery Channel, we gave him like this suit that has like these little like divots in it, like a golf ball that should increases decreases friction and stuff. And looking back on that and like learning that he was actually like blood doping, I'm like, is any of the rest of that stuff real? Like, or was that just like a way of like, so is that just a way of covering up why he was doing so well?
Yeah, that's weird. Jim, I'm
Because
doing
like I'm sure he was very athletic without the blood doping, but like, did he have like an extra big like heart and lungs for his body volume or something?
I don't know.
Or was it just like the Discovery Channel being like, yeah, this explains why he's so good at cycling?
I don't know, but every time I think of Lance Armstrong, I think of Paul in Cop Out when he's like, Jim, I'm doing Lance fucking Armstrong over here and you bullshitting on the ground.
You don't have a trumpet? No, that's Louis Armstrong. Okay, well you're also not on the moon. That's
that's that's wrong Armstrong.
You don't even know that guy with the automail.
You don't even the guy with the automail. The fucking Alexander Armstrong. Oh, I found you, Alec Brothers. What the heck, Major? Shh, this is a library. Anyway. Oh, so sorry. Whoops.
Neil, that was it. Sorry, I couldn't remember it. Hold on, let me get my gavel here. Court is back in session. Von Karma, call your witness.
Yeah. Fuck. What was my whisper?
Don't
This
go
guy?
so low. Focus more on projection.
It was like a whisper. It was like a loud whisper. Yes. Well, Miss Lonahart, take the stand. Lonahart, you are a research student at our university.
That I am.
Good. Begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add anything trivial or subjective. Understand?
Y'all need to learn some manners.
Von Karma needs to just not be a douchebag. Understand?
Yeah, I understand. Why are you shouting? The possibility of electrocution. Very well. On testimony, please.
Her hair's...
Okay.
Does she have like a perm? Or is her hair just like that?
Oh, I think she has like a full, like a fro.
Huh. Neat.
So I imagine it's kind of a rare combination.
Were there people with fros that also had perms? Do people even still wear perms?
Oh, not fros and perms. I mean red hair and an afro.
Oh, that's what I thought you meant like... I was like,
wait, why would you... How would you perm it?
That's why I was confused. That's why I was confused. I was like, how does that make sense?
It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. Oh, wait. Oh, I was gonna say you can press on that and be like, objection.
Oh.
If it was after midnight, then it wasn't Christmas Eve.
I don't think I can press until after she gives her testimony the first time.
I was in my car, and I heard such a clatter up on the rooftop.
I heard a huge clatter of some kind.
There rose such a clatter. I forgot the rest of the story. I heard this bang come up from the lake. I looked out the window. I saw two gents in a boat, and there was another right. Because there were two bangs.
Oh,
I keep
yeah,
forgetting that there was a second bang.
That's right. Sorry.
Then there was another bang. There wasn't nary. See that? I think this line is what threw me off. Is that I don't think nary is like a word.
No, I feel like
American Southerner would use.
I feel like I've heard that. What? I don't even know what
I
that
feel
word
like
means.
that word makes more sense if she has like an Irish accent, but then it doesn't make sense for her to say y'all.
I don't know what dialect nary sounds. I don't even know what. Who says nary? Like who?
Hold on, I'm looking up.
Because like that's definitely a word, but I don't know who says that.
English.
Like where's that word from?
Very not a single 18th century alteration of the adjectival phrase ne'er as in ne'er as in never. I've never seen it. Interesting.
I will nary a thing on the lake. Whatever.
First known use 1746 is in the meaning above. Interesting.
Nary. That's just a fun word.
Yeah. Wasn't thing. There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat.
Enough.
Huh?
Judge. She happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo, accepted as evidence.
Well, is this a surprise? Look at this photograph.
Every time it makes me laugh.
Every time it makes me go, I'll insert this into the evidence.
Every time it makes me
looks
go,
like-
"Ah!"
Very. Editor put in that stock image of the guy holding his chest. What was that guy's name in Community? The old guy.
Oh, was it Pierce?
Yeah, Pierce is just. Pierce, this is your third fake heart attack this week.
It's just like, I'm having a heart attack.
I'll cause a distraction. I don't know. I'll grip my chest and go, everyone will look at me, and then you'll steal the ice cream. Yeah. This looks like the very moment of the murder. Don't get me that. Order! I will remove people from this courtroom if I do not have order immediately. Look at you, Colin.
As the witness testified, she looked at the... hold on. As the witness testified, she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There were no other boats on that lake. So the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, it was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth. Is my voice any better with this guy?
I think that you're growing some confidence in it, but I think you're still trying. You're going too. You're still going too low and too like jowly. You know, like don't go full Futurama Nixon.
Bunder. I know. Looks like you guys owe me a big lead.
Here you go, Judge. Put this in the evidence cabinet. Oh, I didn't read that.
Oh, you didn't read that?
Order! I will have order. Sorry.
Alright. Well, Judge.
Evidence is decisive. Very little doubt about this case.
I have great doubts about this case.
Well, this court finds the defendant. Yeah, don't we have to at least ask the jury or something? I don't know how this normally works, but.
Yeah, how does that? Is there no like? Do they not meet?
Now, in reality, there are some cases that are are clear enough that they're brought to a judge, and the judge is like, yeah, this seems pretty obvious. I could rule on this, but like I think they still need like the okay from all parties. But like I'm pretty sure you still need like the jury to convene.
Yeah. Well, wait, Your Honor. I haven't crossed.
I was gonna say the real thing here is that like we don't. What's the word? There's sort of a lack of like, it seems open and shut, but we're not accommodating for people that we don't know were at the lake. Like, we know that Miles Edgeworth was near the lake when the shot rang out. But, like, the fact that we don't have or haven't yet collected any witnesses that saw a different guy leaving the lake means that there's, like, a very clear chance that this is circumstantial.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to set a legal precedent where you can be jailed for being near a gunshot when it goes off.
No, that's not cool. I haven't cross-examined the witness yet. Yeah, you get blamed for a gunshot that you didn't do, and then you get shipped off to a different city to go to another school, have to live with some old guy in some old guy's cafe attic.
Crazy Tuesday.
Crazy Tuesday. Persona 5 Royal is such a great game. I haven't cross-examined the witness yet.
Oh no, Lujack, is that you're shipped off to a different school, you live in the attic, and that is when you get your buddies together and form the Liberal Crime Squad. Led by their leader, Ambrat Alsu. Your line.
A cross-examination? We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. You lose. Or, do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony? Very well.
I mean,
if you have
I did bring up I think the reason I brought this up is because someone posted it as a meme around, like, last Christmas, where it was just, like, a GIF where it's like, you said it was after midnight, which meant it wasn't Christmas Eve, it was Christmas!
That's funny. Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court.
I think that's up to the judge.
You can't do that! Judge, this guy needs to be held in contempt of court.
Are you seeing this guy?
It's that moment
Is this real?
It's that moment in the shooting exams where Kiba has Akamaru and Naruto just looks at the project like, is that legal? Is this legal? Yo, why has he got a pet in here?
Well, you see, he went to that. He went and had all the paperwork approved ahead of time. It's like that. It's like using gadgets in the My Hero Academia.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I gotta get back into My Hero Academia. I fell off that so long ago.
I got up to.
Gotta pick it back up.
Grab something and I forgot what it was. All right. Let me turn my cooler on because it is warm in here. Hold on.
I need to turn my fan on, but I'm gonna do that after we're done.
Hold on.
Yo, the stream's gonna pick that up, and it's gonna be really annoying.
I know. I was just in front of the fan for a second.
Okay.
All right. Nick, contempt.
Contempt of court, you know. Contempt of court, you know.
I guess I understand. Well, what are you gonna do? I think there was.
Taylor, you didn't read it?
You really think? Sorry, I read your answer instead of the.
Yeah.
You really think there was a contradiction with the facts in your testimony?
I think there was. I think I noticed one little thing.
Oh, I'm impressed, Nick. I didn't notice anything. It's just like her hand with like holding the phone like slowly rolls up from the bottom of the screen.
You hear like Candy Crush noises.
Right. Let's take him on.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this. I understand. I will cross-examine the witness. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Very well.
I pray for your sake this isn't a waste of time.
Is my voice any better now?
Just go a little bit higher and trust that the audience can tell your karma voice from my judge voice.
Alright, fine. Cross-examine the witness. Witness account. It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight. Press!
Hold that.
Just after midnight, you say? In other words, it was no longer Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day!
Huh? Oh, yeah, well, yes.
I know you want to.
It's funny that I keep, like, telling you little notes on, like, how to make Von Karma sound more how, like, I imagine he sounds, but the objection is still just, objection!
Yeah!
He's just got the, like, demon voice.
He just has a demon voice. I know you. I know you want to find out the contradictions, but really,
I won't let this trial be dictated by facts. I've got fact stacks and super packs.
Oh wait, no. What was that? Mitt Romney? Mitt Romney?
I did the same bit last time. It was the like rap battles, but it was
Yeah.
it was like Obama versus Mitt Romney or something.
I'll probably reach across the island, bitch slap you as equals, of the people, by the people, for the people. Eagle! Gah! It just gets
I feel
carried
like
away by
the
an
phrase, the phrase "I won't let this campaign be dictated by facts" is like just it's timeless.
It really is. It's a hard line.
I hope your next contradiction is a little more relevant to the trial. Witness, continue your testimony.
I was on my car. We should wrap up here, and we'll do more fucking toaster oven going off. Hold on.
I just turned it off. Call me out.
Oh, sorry.
Don't hear it on my end, but it would be funny if you could hear it in the stream.
I mean, you probably can hear it in the stream because look, you forget that Discord has crisp on it, and that's why you don't hear anything. Anyway, do you want to wrap it up here, or do you want to go a bit longer?
Well, I say we wrap it up here because we have some pirates.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch some
the
pirates.
Caribbean thereof.
We're gonna go watch pirate movie. So, we're gonna go do that. We're gonna go figure out why the rum is always gone. So, thank you so much for watching our stream. Wait, no, you're supposed to lead the outro.
So, thank you so much for joining us. I've been Taylor.
I've been Luja.
And I'm reminding you to take care.
Stay awesome.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
And watch Eddie Gendy Tartakovsky cartoon. You know what? Go watch Pirates of the Caribbean. Great movies. Brrr.